Hello, and welcome back to Will, A Wonderful World. Last time, we managed to get more endings. We kind of squeezed out of Alicia and Spotty, which led us to the timeline where apparently Alicia becomes an assassin, I guess. But I guess that also means there's more possible timelines to get from these, because again, they're not coming straight from the bottom, they're going straight, you know, just as this one. This one also has an optional ending. So, yeah. And I need something to, because right, so, optional timeline, but this is all that there is. So we need to get every ending, I think, every optional ending, to get every... Ooh, this one's only on a B. I think... But yes, if we get an optional endings, we can get... If we get the optional endings, we can advance the timelines by the slightest thing, I guess, because the two police officers, Chang Kyung-min and Kang Bakya, can't dance. So I think I'll go with Spotty's, I guess, to try and get this other ending. I believe this is Spotty's first one, so I guess this is just gonna be me randomly clicking until I can get the right one. Still an S, but that's a B. S but a B. What if I... Okay, and that's something new at least. Daddy jumped ahead just in time, and the beast missed him. Lucky. The beast kept running with smoke coming out from under it, and ran straight into the next crossing. It was another red light. I saw the beast hit another, smaller beast. The smaller beast was knocked off its path, and it hit a third beast. Soon, the crossing was filled with all kinds of beasts. Every one of them barking loudly. Daddy and I turned away and kept walking towards the street. Okay, that's a B. Okay, cool. Two straight away. That's nice. The wrong feet of the beast happened to step on some soap. The beast suddenly turned on its side like it was drunk. Daddy jumped ahead just in time, and the beast missed him. Lucky. The beast ran into the rails not too far ahead, finally stopped on the grass. Soon a human walked out of the beast. He seemed okay, and just started yelling while checking his beast's round feet. I looked at the beast. Its body had some words on it, but I couldn't read. But I had seen the sign next to it before. I used to go hunting. Oh yeah, this is the ambulance ending, right? I used to go hunting birdies with Daddy in a place far away. It was deep in the mountains, on top of a hill, but in the building smells like drugs. Well, not necessarily an ambulance, but it could be like a pharmaceutical place. Daddy told me that it was the hospital. But yeah, I'm assuming, obviously, I know obviously pharmacies and hospitals are different, but I'm assuming maybe transporting medicine from one place to another. Daddy told me, yeah, and it was the same sign as the one the beast had. I remember thinking that the hospital looked a little strange. Humans inside didn't look hurt at all to me. None of them would smile. Some of them would burst into laughter or tears all of a sudden. They all looked a little strange. Not like the humans we met in the city. Or unless it was like an asylum, maybe. Like a mental hospital. Humans were so strange. And that's the S, there we go. Okay, it's the S, but it's not something to advance. See if there's maybe it's because I haven't got the star. The flavoured wine kept being forced down my throat. As soon as the one-armed man let go of my neck, a strange sensation took over my body. I could not breathe. My mouth was wide open. I grabbed my throat with both of my hands and fell to the floor. My whole body was twitching. As I gradually lost consciousness, I heard a couple of gunshots. The old man fell in front of my face, his eyes wide open full of shock. Blood was oozing from his forehead, turning white the velvet carpet to a bright red colour. Even though things had not gone as planned, I could die without regrets now. You dirty old monster. I would haunt you on your way to hell. That's a bad end, because obviously we died. Cool. This is default, right? There we go. There we go. The one-armed man accidentally knocked over the glass. The wine spilled out, turning the white velvet carpet to a bright red colour. The old man was scared clueless. And he gave me a glance. Get over here and clean everything up for Boss Ray. I knelt before the man and wiped the black leather shoes clean. I picked up a glass and brought it back into the kitchen. When I returned to the room, the one-armed man had already left, and so had the bottle of wine. I had overheard the housekeeper saying that the old man had thrown the bottle away because he felt it was jinxed. I had mixed all the poison into that bottle. What was I supposed to do without it? Why would you pour everything you had into the one bowl? B. Again. The one-armed man put down the wine glass and picked up the phone handed to him by the scar-faced henchman. It seemed that something more urgent had come up, and the gang had left the mansion immediately. As soon as he had sent them away, the old man changed into his normal self and smashed the remaining bottle of wine on the table. Damn you, Raylin. How dare you belittle me like this? One day you'll pay for it. The wine turned the white carpet into a bright red colour. I had mixed all the poison I had into that bottle. What was I supposed to do without it? C. And that's all the endings for that one, at least. But not all the endings for Spotty. So S is when he's got nothing. Bad end, bad end. He put down the bottle, and then he spoke to me in his drunken voice. I have won the lottery. He took another chug of beer. I've won 1,000,001, but I'm going to get my son back. I looked at the spilled milk, feeling irritated. What the cat hell did it have to do with me? I waved my fist at the stone-faced man. Just you wait, I swear I'm going to stuff dead rats into your bed tonight. Damn you, human. Okay, then that's bad. Somehow. He put the yellow beer into onto my head. How dare you, you puny human. Let me give you a taste of my power. I jumped under his shoulder and pulled out my ultimate skill, used by the one and only Spotty. The fists of the unbreakable catty Spotty. After my relentless waves of attacks, his face looked like a cross-cut fish fillet. While the stone-faced man had a bad personality, he wasn't a bad person. He used to be a road construction worker. He would go to the lottery place on the street sometimes after work and buy some tickets. An old granny used to live there and run the place. 2 years ago, she suddenly lost his sight, and he had resigned from his job to help out at the place. I had been living on the same street for a few years, and so there's nothing I didn't know. For the sake of the old granny, I would spare you. That's nice, I guess. That's all endings, right? It is. It's all endings, but we're still missing things that could help. For example, this one ending. There's one ending that I need to focus on for Spotty. Okay. And I've gotten the wrong person already. I accidentally caught the glance of the Lieutenant Kang when I was taking my clothes out of the locker. Wow, his body is really top notch. It was still wet, and drops of water was streaming down his skin. For any woman in the world, I was sure that Lieutenant Kang's hotness must be off the chart. I didn't know what had gotten into me, but I reached out and grabbed his arm. The lieutenant stopped. Really? The lieutenant stopped wiping his body and looked back and noticed me staring at him. He seemed to be asking me with his look, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What was I doing? You don't know." Strangely enough, I had no idea what I was doing either. I couldn't believe the air between us had gotten even more awkward than earlier in the spa room. It was a complete disaster. I knew I must let go of him immediately before I went even further. How could it go even further? What are you planning? But before I knew it, before I could move, Lieutenant Kang reached out with his hand and grabbed my arm. I didn't know you two. Let me take you to a great place. I didn't know you were. After we left the station, Lieutenant Kang took me to a bar. I would never have guessed after that day that the relationship between the Lieutenant Kang and I would turn into something completely unexpected. Rank Z? What? What is rank Z? Did we not get an explanation of what rank Z is? Okay. I guess it'll be explained at some point, but why has it not been explained now? Either way, let's focus on Spotty. Still the wrong person. Nice. Lieutenant Kang rolled his eyes at me and stood back by himself. Then he got dressed and left the locker room. I froze and stood there like a statue. Did I just do something that I shouldn't have done? No. Or did I just forget to do something I should have done? Oh god, I had no idea which one it was. Oh boy. Was my career over? Right, anyway. right. What actually ending am I actually getting for Spotty? Because I've already gotten 2 S's. Is there a third S? Well, it would be an A, because obviously there's a B, isn't there? B and B. Still B and B. Okay, that's yeah, an S. That is bad. What with this on its own? What about you with not? Have I tried you with absolutely nothing? I have. Have I tried you with everything? Okay. There we go. The locker room was filled with steam that was drifting through from the spa. Oh, that and the same awkwardness. We remained silent until we both left the locker room. I was hoping to relax myself, but I felt even more tense now. Yeah, hold on. How many's left for you? 1 each? Is it, hopefully? 1 and 2, okay. There we go. Nah, you have to be, because then you're going to fall over too, aren't you? I accidentally caught the glance of Lieutenant Kang when I was taking off my clothes to the locker. Wow, his body is really top notch. It's still wet. The drops were streaming down his skin. For any woman, right? His hotness. Lieutenant Kang acted like he'd been shocked. He punched back immediately without even looking back. Then he saw it was me. His face turned totally steely and green, and his eyes were filled with anger. Never sneak up on me from behind ever again. My nose felt like it was on fire. I could feel blood coming out of it, but I didn't even dare wipe it off. Oh. I had to stand there with one hand pinching my nose and watch the lieutenant left the locker room. Cool. I have no idea what to say to that as a response, so yeah, cool. Okay, came here for Spotty, cleared everything with young men, yeah. Lieutenant Kang took out a hairband and tied a messy hair together. I noticed two small dot-shaped scars on his left shoulder. It almost looked like it had been bitten by a vampire. I suddenly shuddered for no reason. That was so strange. There was nothing extraordinary about the scars. Why did I have such a strong reaction? He is a vampire, clearly. Could it be? I kept thinking about this on my way home. Continued thinking about it in my bed. I still couldn't figure out the reason until I fell asleep. Cool. Right, I don't know why I've left it. I'll just focus on Spotty, hopefully. Because now it shouldn't... Right, anyway, right, retry. Bad end. Right, hold on. Right, we'll get all of them in. And then we'll slowly take them out one by one. Well, actually, no. What we should do is... There we go. First solution solved everything. The round feet of the beast happened to step onto the soap. The beast suddenly turned on its side like it was drunk. Then he jumped up head just in time, as the beast missed him. Luckily, the beast continued to charge straight ahead like a snake. Since the ground was so slippery, it tilted to one side and slid ahead very fast. It finally stopped after it hit a lamppost near the crossing. I saw a human kid fly up from the front of the beast and smash into the ground. He was lying there, not moving at all. The kid had yellow hair, reminding me of a few fallen humans who lived nearby, but he was too far away. I couldn't see his face. I could only see the blood spreading out beneath him. More and more people started to gather around. Daddy shook off the rain on him and quietly said to me, "Buddy, if I had been hit, the humans wouldn't care at all." It's true, all the endings, they didn't. I mumbled, as if I was still in shock. Daddy led me away from the accident and continued to the street. Okay. That's all their endings, and still nothing. Anything from Jimmy? No. Basically, I'm just looking for anything that has an... Actually, true. Can I try this again? Because this is only a B. Oh no, I didn't mean it. Towards us. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself lying on my own bed, covered in a warm blanket. My bag and wallet were on the chair next to the bed. There was no one else in the room. Someone who had been passing by must have saved me. I'm assuming Jimmy, because Jimmy is a stalker. Although, how would a random hero know where I lived? My phone buzzed twice. Jing had texted me more than once. Are you okay? I just heard that from the school BBS that it had been hacked. Everything was wrong. Feel better, okay? Everything will get better soon. So Jimmy's doing, yeah. Jing, thank you. Hackers. A hero who saved me. And Mr. Wen. So many things had happened today. I pulled the blanket over to cover my face. I had been completely drained. I didn't want to think about anything anymore. Cool, is that... Yay! Finally, thank you, Lai Wen. And a new person. Troubles in the middle of the summer. Okay, cool. Who are you? In the 113th minute, Mario Götze? I'm gonna go with Götze. Stopped the ball and hit the perfect shot. Goal. Argentina had lost the World Cup final. I'm just trying to guess based on the silhouette of who it might be. But it kind of just looks like a similar silhouette to Carlos. It was over, game over. Oh come on! I'd stayed up the whole night for this. I pounded the tables as hard as I could. No one was going to complain anyway. Everyone had already gone home, otherwise I wouldn't be here watching the final all by myself. Goku? I'm gonna guess Goku. Goku had been over a month ago. My best friend were all traveling around the country. No, around the globe. One would have to be completely nuts to still be living in the school dorm. Yes, I was talking about myself. Well, Jimmy too. Okay, so this is... so this is someone from Jimmy's previous school. Since my family was moving and my parents were both too busy with their jobs, they told me to stay at school for a couple of more days. What was worse is I had to be charged with moving myself. Unless this is Jimmy's sibling, maybe? Roommate or sibling. Because obviously Jimmy was had moved. His family is moving. just, I've been charging myself, charge of moving myself, and I was unable to get out and have some fun. The last summer of high school wasted. I didn't know what Jimmy had been up to recently. See, it wasn't even 5 a.m. yet, and he was already gone. Well, we wouldn't be spending too many more days together anyway. Jimmy had said his father, so no, his father. His father's business seemed to be going well now, so they would be going back to Hong Kong soon. Oh, this is Rocky. That's who this is, isn't it? I told him I'd like to do a formal send-off for him. By formal, I just meant getting some grilled chicken wings at the Grill Bar. Honestly, that's formal enough for me. You can't go wrong with chicken. He said it wasn't necessary. What a killjoy. Yawn, I was too tired. I decided to eat that apple before I went to bed. I rinsed the apple off and put it on the desk, but I accidentally knocked it onto the floor. You dare hide from me, Apple? I was gonna wash you again, and you're still getting eaten. I looked down and noticed a basin under Jimmy's bed. It was giving off a faint smell. I had a bad feeling about this. I pulled it from under the bed out of curiosity. Oh boy, dear God. I don't really believe in God, but I can call it out his name. It was filled with dirty clothes and stinking socks, all submerged in water. And the real problem? Who knew how long these things had been there, Jimmy? I didn't even dare guess the age of the mushrooms that were growing and thriving on the clothes. A strong, sour smell filled the air. Just like that, it was sitting in the middle of our room for over an hour. Jimmy finally came back. I decided not to go to sleep so I could confront him about this disgusting thing. I'd been staring at it the entire time. I felt I might pass out at any moment. Jimmy, did you ever worry about us getting cancer with a chemical weapon like this in our room? So this is Rocky, okay. Alright, I'll clean it up now. And then he dumped the entire Busan, including the mushrooms, into all the common washing machine. You are not a good person, Jimmy. You may have saved someone, but it was out of self-interest. Dear Lord. I had to go and call out his name once again. Jimmy had always been a great friend, smart, reliable, and loyal. The only problem was he never cared about hygiene. I had always considered myself to be pretty messy, but I never imagined I would meet someone even worse. Yeah. That's disgusting. I was stunned. Rocky. This is Rocky, yeah. Okay, Lai Wen, the weather had gotten even warmer. I sat on the roof of the classroom building, watching the boys down on the basketball court. They were trying to compete to see who looked the coolest while making a shot. So childish. A few days ago, photos of me and Mr. Wen had been posted on school BBS, and it looked like it had gone viral in school. I had to explain the whole thing to Mr. Yang and even the school supervisor. People in the school eventually learned that we were just neighbours and we had not been living together. Still, there were some trashy people who insisted that it was not just a coincidence that we were living so close. There were even some blatant people who would follow me after school. However, those people were not going to get anything, because ever since that day I had not seen him myself. He didn't come to school. He hadn't been home. The lights had been off every night. I didn't even have the courage to go and knock on his door, even though it was right next to mine. Maybe he had moved away? Since I brought him too much trouble. Jing, just when my mind was racing all over the place, I got a message from Jing. Breaking news, Mr. Wen is back. The art class is afternoon and was room as normal. I couldn't believe my eyes. However, he must have gone missing all these days because of the photos and everything. If I went to his class, wouldn't people in class gossip about us? Then, I would be causing him even more trouble. But if I didn't go, people would still be gossiping, right? What should I do? The dessert today in the school cafeteria was yogurt. I opened the cup, but it didn't really have much of an appetite for it. So, I just left it on the table. It was so hot today. I moved my hand and knocked it away. The wood spilled over the floor, making a big white mess. I took out some napkins and mopped the floor absent-mindedly. By the time it was done, the art class was already over. I lay on the roof, staring at the grey sky. Another text from Jing. The classroom was full today. You should have been there to see how I shut those people up for bad-mouthing you. Oh, and at the end of the class, Mr. Wen tore up everybody's sketchbook. Mr. Wen, already just destroying everyone's work. I probably should have gone to the class. What should I do about the class the day after tomorrow? Lai Wen. So, we're getting a new character this late. Cool. I just realised. Have Jimmy and Rocky both graduated from high school already? Lai Wen's letter was about something that happened not long after the previous incident. She must be still in high school, right? You're right. Even though the letters arrived together for us, the events or experience might not have happened at the same time. In fact, they could have happened days apart, months, or even years, even centuries apart. For us, time is not an absolute concept. It's only relative. When we receive their letters, it's purely determined by the casual links among them. For example, we have received a letter saying that Jimmy would be going back to Hong Kong after graduation. That means this event is already bound to happen. I see. Well, that's interesting. I think we should leave this in for next one. But yeah. Thank you for stopping by, and hopefully you had fun. And hopefully I can see you on the next one. With that, goodbye.